Hello and welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders. Today we have with us Mr. Gautam Karnigi, who is the principal of Indian Institute of Hotel Management and Culinary Arts, Hyderabad. Hello and welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
So, sir, I would want you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Good afternoon. My name is Gautam Karnigi. I'm a chef principal for Bachelor of Hotel Management, Catering Technology, and Bachelor of Catering Technology and Culinary Arts. These are for Indian Institute of Hotel Management and Culinary Arts. I'm a chef by profession, been a chef trainer for quite some time. Started my career with ITC Hotels, then moved abroad, worked for almost 30 years now since I started my career here. Moved back to Hyderabad. We were a group of colleagues, students, friends who started this institute in 2001. All of us wanted to give back to the industry what we have achieved all these years. So 2001 is when we started, so one of the founding members. After that, I've joined this college in 2010 completely as a principal. I was running as a principal since then on.
Okay, so that's great to know, sir. So, sir, as you have been with the institute for around 10 years and in this education sector as well, so what has kept you connected to this education sector, sir?
The most influential thing what I felt about this industry is, especially the education system, is where you can give back what you've learned all these years. You can nurture the young talent, you can and bring them into the industry, it's one of the largest industry which absorbs all this young talent. I had been given an opportunity to train them, so that's one good thing which inspired me to come and join this industry.
That's definitely great to know, sir. So, sir, being the principal of Indian Institute of Hotel Management and Culinary Arts, Hyderabad, what is your philosophy of leadership? How do you describe your leadership style, sir?
Basically, what I've looked at is when you have a certain amount of people working or training under you, you got to make sure that they understand the importance of knowing the knowledge of what exactly you're trying. At the same time, having a good amount of I can continue with that, whereby leadership is for people who can aspire to lead the team, who can go in and represent the country or represent the institution or represent the place where they're coming from, and then they can demonstrate the success of whatever is around them.
That's very true, sir. So, sir, how does the curriculum of Indian Institute of Hotel Management ensure that it is the best one in the industry?
The hotel management itself is a vast subject as we look at it. There are core departments which run this industry. So amongst the 4 core departments, which you normally call it as front office, housekeeping, F&B service and food production, the Culinary Institute, Culinary Arts College has been specialized in giving culinary aspect of hotel management much more priority. And we are one amongst the few colleges in the country which impart this curriculum in a degree form. And we've been in this campus itself for past 20 years now. Since 2001 when we started, so just about to complete the 20th year entering in there. What we have achieved is about bringing in a culinary fora of number of students who aspire to be chefs. So that is one good thing what we have been able to achieve, where we imparted the knowledge what is needed to be a very successful chef who can take the mantle of carrying this trade further.
That's great, sir. So, sir, like all the colleges are there, a lot of other colleges are there in Hyderabad and around India. So, how does Indian Institute of Hotel Management and Culinary Arts ensures that it is it stands out of the crowd?
One of the the USP about our institute is we have a lot of faculties who have tremendous amount of knowledge and experience of this trade. Most of our faculties are from industry. In fact, there are few core subjects, probably they are the ones who might have not worked in industry, but chunk of the faculties who work are from the industry. And I mean, on a ballpoint point, I mean, I can say that, probably as a whole, we might be having mostly around 150 years of experience amongst the faculties all together, put together. Because a lot of our senior faculties are there with us from the day of insertion of this institute. So we have that many years of experienced faculties with us, plus the faculty who have come from the industry, working for the industry for a while, have been the flagship for this. I mean, they have carried the mantle forward, and they made sure the education, what we impart to the student, are up to date what exactly is industry is required. So basically, most of the time what happens is, if the experience is not enough, then the student, what he's going to gain will not be sufficient enough for him to survive in the industry, because it's a tough industry to be in. But at the same time, it's always a challenge for the student to understand a new subject which is not on their mainstream of education in their schooling or college. So to bring them into the hotel industry, the subjects what we teach has to be taught to them exactly how a student can learn. So we need to bring that experience into picture. That's where we are much more unique in that.
That's really good, sir. So how do you bring out this uniqueness out of the students? Maybe in kind of some placement trainings or something. I would want you to throw some light on that.
The basic, what we work on them is, first is the attitude and their grooming and their upbringing. I mean, whatever they've gone through in their life, we need to bring in a little more. Because just to give you an example, our industry has been formed with the principles of what a defense personnel has formed, because it was started way back in America, Association of Hotels and Restaurants. These associations, when were formed, ground rule were formed by the people who were working in there, who were part of the army background, the defense. So obviously, the ground rules are so strict and perfect, it helps the next generation to follow it to the goal. So we brought that element in. We bring that from the day one when they join the campus. Those disciplines, those attitude, those corrections has to be inculcated. And then we bring in the subject which needs to be taught from the day one, more on from the practical oriented, then to the theory side. So the student learns a lot with in coinciding with the faculties, and then they work with the practicals. So whatever the knowledge they gain is that, because we put in a lot of effort in bringing the practicals up to date to what's exactly the industry is demanding.
That's definitely very important as well, sir, because it helps them turn into a professional.
Sure.
Actually. So yeah, what is the institute's top priorities, sir, over the next 5 years?
Number one is, of course, the younger generation needs to be trained further and then brought in, because this industry always has a gap of number of people who are joining in, especially the girls who are aspiring to be a hotelier. There is always a dearth of that. There are a lot of requirement. In fact, with the government regulations, this hotels ask the hospitality industry, ask the colleges to support them in terms of providing a lot of ladies or females to fill in those spaces, which is not happening. So that is one area where we think we can do much more. We have to educate the parents, and we have to bring in more girl students to come in so that they can aspire. And this is industry which really welcomes them, because there are a lot of departments in our industry which are meant for the girls. If you talk about housekeeping, front office, sales and marketing, or the lobby, or even for that matter, even the service, F&B service, what we call it. If you look at all those, and that's where a female touch is very much needed. That's the ladies' importance is shining. So that is one of our agenda. We want to encourage more of girls to come into our industry and learn this course and then become a successful entrepreneurs. And second is we make a student an all-rounder. We don't just restrict to asking them to join a kind of industry, because it's a hospitality industry. They can join in anywhere where there's hospitality is required. So a student can go in and join into banking sector, or join into retail sector, or he can even become an entrepreneur or a startup company. So those areas we work on. We give them a lot of focus on those, and then we encourage them to it.
That's really great to know, sir. Is there any message that you would want to share with the audience, who are the aspiring students for Indian Institute of Hotel Management at Culinary?
Certainly. One thing what I would like to tell the aspiring students who are watching this video is, this industry is an everlasting industry. Anybody who would like to take up this profession as a career, I can assure you that there is no retirement age for them. We don't need a building or an office where we can sit and have to work. You can be a freelancer, you can be an entrepreneur, you can own your own company, you can be a boss for yourself, and you can even run a business where you can give bread and butter to 100 of your subordinates. That's one beauty about this industry, where because it's such a vast industry where we call it as a hospitality, there is more scope for you to grow, to achieve, and then to be a successful person. Because we not just teach you to how to work, we also teach you to how to live. So that is one aspect which I'm sure we will be able to be much more successful as a human being. Joining this institute, I can assure you that the student, whoever is aspiring to be a hotelier, one is the premises is very beautifully kept. We have a huge campus. We spread out over 3 buildings, around 46,000 SFT space for practical labs. We have the state-of-the-art laboratories where the best of the equipments are placed for the students to see. In fact, we can say that some of our kitchens, especially for the kitchen labs, are at par with the international standards, because it's all steel encased, and then where it is needed, where right equipments are placed, whatever is needed for training, it's all in there. So I'm sure when you join this institute, you will find it more useful for you to understand what the industry is requiring, because the labs are well equipped. They are, the ovens what we procured are all international standard ovens, and they are imported ovens, and our premises are as good as what you find on a 5-star hotel or on a cruise ship or in an airline catering. So that's where we bring in the standards. Our standards are so high.